In the far-flung galaxy of Varelia, among the sapphire-colored skies and crystalline cities of the planet Viora, lived a species known as the Lurali. Their elegance was legendary. Ethereal beings with luminous skin, elongated limbs, and eyes like pools of liquid silver. They communicated through language, yes, but also through emotional resonance, waves of feeling that traveled through the air like ripples in a pond. To love in Lurali culture was to fuse souls. Among them was Zalari, a highly regarded diplomatic envoy, trained in human linguistics and Earth culture. She was the youngest ambassador ever chosen to participate in the Interstellar Unity Accord, a program meant to strengthen peaceful relations between Earth and Viora. On Viora, Zalari was bonded to Cyrex, a fellow envoy. Their connection was seen as ideal, powerful, balanced, mature. Cyrex was a being of unwavering logic and ceremonial duty, beloved by elders and political councils. But as their fusion deepened, Zalari began to feel a strange, inescapable hollowness, a sense that her destiny wasn't tethered to Cyrex or Viora, but to something else. That else came in the form of an Earth broadcast. During her cultural immersion, Zalari became entranced by human creativity. In particular, she discovered a small Earth video platform and an independent creator who made science documentaries with heartfelt narration and raw authenticity. His name was Micah West. He wasn't famous. He wasn't even particularly successful. But to Zalari, Micah's passion for human progress, his lonely voice in the void of a massive, chaotic planet, it lit something in her chest that Cyrex never had. Zalari watched every upload. She memorized his voice, his cadence, the subtle changes in his tone when he discussed hope, fear, extinction, and stars. Though she had never met him, her emotional waves began to pulse with longing whenever his voice reached her from across light years. So she made a choice. She ended the bond with Cyrex. For a Lurali, to end a soul fusion was akin to tearing one's wings from their back. It was painful. It was permanent. It was scandalous. Cyrex, hurt and dishonored, stood before her as the bond collapsed. You're abandoning a sacred fusion for a primitive species. For a man who doesn't even know your name. Zalari's voice trembled, but her resolve did not. He doesn't need to know my name. I need to know his heart. And if it burns as brightly as his voice suggests, then that's enough. And so she came to Earth. Middle. Zalari arrived cloaked in human form. Her features adapted to Earth biology through the use of Viran bioware. Her silver eyes were now a pale violet. Her skin was still radiant, but it passed as a trick of light. She took a human name, Zara, and began her life on Earth as an exchange researcher through the Unity Accord, placing her conveniently close to Micah West City. Micah lived modestly in a studio apartment. His days split between freelance editing jobs and his passion project, Stardust Earth, his YouTube channel. He filmed with a second-hand camera, using borrowed telescope footage and budget graphics. But his words, they struck like poetry. We're not just made of stardust, we're meant to return to it. But before we go, we must learn to love what's here. The Earth, the sky, each other. Zara applied for an internship on a local science outreach initiative, where, by fate or perhaps something more, Micah had recently taken a part-time role as a program host. When they met, it was like two frequencies aligning. Zara pretended not to know him, and he pretended not to notice how strange she was. There was something otherworldly about her eyes, her calm intensity, and the way she listened, like every word he said was being archived in the library of a goddess. One evening, after a presentation on exoplanets, Zara offered him a ride. They sat in her strange, pristine car that didn't seem to run on anything at all. You speak about the stars, she said softly. But do you ever dream of being among them? Micah laughed. All the time. I know I'll never go there, but in another life I would have been an astronaut. Zara looked out at the horizon, the orange hues of the city fading into twilight. Maybe another life is waiting to begin. Over the next few months they grew close. She visited his apartment, helped him edit videos, brought unusual fruits that didn't exist in any Earth grocery store, and asked questions no one had ever asked him. Do you feel gravity, Micah? Or have you just accepted its weight? He thought it was metaphorical. He always did. Zara's feelings deepened, but with them came a haunting fear. Was she interfering with Micah's fate? Would he still love her if he knew what she really was? Then one day Cyrex arrived on Earth. He had followed her trajectory after the bond collapse, driven not by love, but duty. He appeared at her door, disguised, but his energy unmistakable. You are unraveling everything we worked for, he hissed. This human, this Micah, is not your mate. Zara stood firm. He is not mine. But I am his. That is the difference. You risk war. I risk myself. Cyrex left her with a warning. The Unity Accord would not tolerate emotional tampering. The human must never know her truth. If he did, Earth would be deemed compromised, and the Accord would be dissolved. Ending. That night, Zara went to Micah's apartment, rain drizzling against the windows like tears from the sky. He noticed her silence. Zara, what's wrong? She sat beside him, curling her knees beneath her. Micah, if I told you I wasn't from here, that I wasn't even from this planet, would you believe me? He smiled. You're the most alien person I've ever met. I figured you were either an angel or a very polite spy. Her laugh was soft but didn't last. She pulled a small orb from her coat, a Viren translator node, and activated it. In a shimmer of light, her features reverted. Her skin glowed faintly. Her eyes became pools of silver. Micah stared. Zara whispered, I ended my relationship. I gave up everything, my bond, my status, my future, to come to you. Not to save you. Not to change you. Just to know you. He took a step back. This is real. You're actually. I'm Lorali. I was never meant to fall in love with you. But I did. He paced, hands to his head. So what now? You're here to study me. To report back. No. I'm here to choose. Choose what? Ooh. Or everything else. Micah hesitated, then walked up to her. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand why someone like you would cross galaxies for someone like me. But I know that every time I talk to you, the world makes more sense. I know that I feel more alive beside you than I do under any star. Zara's voice was shaky. Then let me stay. He kissed her. The next day, Earth's Unity liaison received a message. It was not from Cyrex, but from Zara, stating she had completed her mission and would be returning to Viora. 'Twas a lie. She and Micah disappeared. Vanished from records, satellites, and sensors. The Accord was never dissolved, but her presence was never officially accounted for again. They lived in the shadows, among stars and cities, never staying in one place for long. They made videos under pseudonyms from remote regions of Earth, about the beauty of life, the miracle of connection, and the mysteries of the universe. In one of their final uploads, a voice, Micah's, says,